Good early morning, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great Friday so far. Just wanted to kind of come on and kind of say something. When it comes to, I guess let me go this direction. I got asked by somebody that I barely know, but we're trying to open doors with each other to establish some kind of a foothold in the situation that we want to call whatever the is that is coming between us. They wanted me to promise them. And my answer pretty much shocked them. And I think it gave them a insight of the person who I want to be and the person that I am today. And so I wanted to share it with all of you. I don't make promises anymore, because promises can always be broken when it comes to ego and pride. Or your mind changes on a whim and then you want to go a different direction. And so you break that promise and you disappoint somebody and you hurt somebody, whether it be intentional or non-intentional. So I've made it a point to never make promises that my heart can't cash in, but rather to show you, not just tell you how I feel, what I'm thinking. In today's world, it seems like folks are so driven on what you can show them. And so there are so many folks out here that are deceived by themselves when they say, will you promise me that you'll always be there for me? Well, they make the promise, but then as time goes along, they can't honor it, or they can't stand behind it, or something changes and they go a different direction. And so you end up disappointing somebody, you end up hurting somebody, whether you intended to or not. So the key is, don't make someone a promise. Stand on your word. And stand by your word. And then show that through your actions. And then as days go on and as time goes on, always stand firm in your intentions. That's how I've always been in my life, with friendships and colleagues and people that I meet, and so forth and so forth and so forth. I will not promise anybody anything, because I know that things can change. I know that the person that I'm interacting with or me can go a different direction, or things can change. And so my intent is to never disappoint somebody because of a promise that I made to them that I was unable to fulfill. Because that happens. That happens more times than what we think. But when we make a promise to somebody, you're giving them a contract, if you will. You're more or less signing a contract with that person. That's how the contracts work with our life, right? With the people that we interact with. As soon as you say, I promise, I vow, I swear, whatever, you are signing a contract. So, if you don't have the intent to follow through on that contract that you make with somebody, don't make the promise. Give them your word and stand by it in your actions. Because showing and telling is the truth behind an honorable person. If you're just going to tell somebody something that sounds good and that looks good and all that, but you can't stand by it, that's what'll get you in trouble. And I'm seeing that with the very people that I'm dealing with on an everyday basis, whether it be a colleague or whether it be a neighbor or a friend or family member or whoever it is. But the key is to not make promises. Because if, by making a promise or a vow or swearing to somebody, you are signing a contract. And if you don't honor that contract, that's something that might stick with you or that person. But if you just tell that person, yes, I will stand by you, but not show it, you're in the wrong. The key is, if you're going to say that you're going to do something, stand by it. Stand firm. And don't let anything come between you and that vow, that promise, that oath that you take. Now, I guess that's kind of leading into the whole concept of, why are you with somebody? Why are you working with that person? Why are you doing the thing that you're doing? It's because you have the intention on following through on the words that you say. It's pretty simple, isn't it? And I'm going to say it. If you have the intent to spend the rest of your life with somebody, it should be because you want to be there, not because you feel that you need to be there. Because why would you sign that contract unless you have the intent to stay there forever? Now, obviously, if you're going to work at a place, and obviously if you're going to sign that document saying that, yeah, you affirm to information that you won't leak anything, that you won't do anything unlawful. I mean, obviously, yes, that's a legitimate contract, and obviously, whatever, it is what it is. But I'm saying, like, in terms of with people, and actually, like, being with somebody, and actually, like, getting married, for instance, or being in a relationship, for instance, or being in a family dynamic, or socializing with your friends and those people that you interact with. As soon as you say, I promise, I swear, I vow, you sign a contract. Now it's up to you to stand firm. But anyways, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Love you all. Have a great Friday and a great weekend coming up. Love you all. Till next time.